But so I mean, I've been trying to warn for 2 years about this, but you know, I guess it can be kind of funny. It's not even funny because it's not. It's not funny. Okay, it's not. Actually, it's really not. All right, that now all these men that were being chauvinistic or something, they have these women in these positions or something like this, and Biden was really patting himself on the back about bringing these women in, and so I feel like that could be that got to be one of my Scorpios. That's what they got to be. The one that feels like they get me back for something, or the one I said somebody was just like I was a creation probably formed before I was placed in my mother's womb. This masculine could have been too. This could be a face off or something. This person could have came in as a tenderoni or a fucking what you call it, Don Juan kind of energy or something like this. They already knew that they had a feminine energy that was going to be a copycat of mine that wouldn't hold the same power. And they just need to get rid of the one that holds the power now. They need to get rid of the son of God. Possibly put a son of man. It could be man or God, whatever. We don't have to be so specific, but I feel like it is a very specific thing. Somebody could be hybrid. Both. Everybody wanting a piece of the pie. Everybody being so greedy. Everybody being, you know what I'm saying? Except for the person that's claiming to be the son of God. The one that's under attack. But I'm just picturing. It's almost like, or these, like I said, the beehive trying to attack the queen bee. It kind of just don't make sense. But the way they did it, most time when it's somebody that's meant to be great, they're lifted up by society. Their face is seen all over the world in a certain light. Right? I feel like in hindsight, the one that brought it out in the public and music the most could have been, if you really go back and listen to to put a dent in whatever this is, would have been Pop, right? And then you had greats that came, but then they talked about, God, right? Okay, like I'm trying to think. Because that was the 90s, something like this. But we didn't had a lot of people come in between that time. That if you really listen. But I guess in my time right now, when I was starting to tap into who I am, the biggest male artists were not like rap. Well, they were rappers, but I don't know. I just. It's something that they did outside of what they did, right? That kind of spoke directly to me. In my mind's eye, that was telling about a different coming of something else or someone else. It could have been flattery or something. but I didn't look at it like that because it's not what it just made me think. Because I feel like the thing that's different, right, about whatever this witchcraft is like. Hold on 1 second. All right. It's almost like oh, a sense of like hate for one person, one energy, and it's just strange. Just like how did it turn into? And I feel like that's the reason why they mess with the algorithm on the channel or something. It would be just easy for them to wipe this person out. I don't know why they just ain't did it already. What is it that's what are they hiding that somebody was built to burn or to be killed or be something, and like I said, they don't even have all the security and all the money and things that celebrities have had, and it's almost like somebody's still here. I mean, I don't know how. I'm not being like, I'm just saying, I don't know how long, but what were they waiting for? Why did somebody, you know, uh target or drain or whatever a woman, a housewife? Like why did they? But I guess somebody's not just that. It's like it's not even like I got fancy cars, or it's not even like I got gigantic mansion or the best husband in the world, or you know what I'm saying? It's not like anything, like I just it's just a lot of hate. I feel like that's another reason why something about the heart chakra is sealed off for me right now, because if I knew the amount in real life, I guess it would be scary or something like that. But I guess this is how, like I said, God works in mysterious ways, because I feel like it's definitely not going to go the way that these people think it's going to go. But the thing that is to bother people about this individual way of this witchcraft and not being monitored is that these people, these witches or these entities or these warlocks or demons or these devils or whatever they are, they can go ahead and use this on their neighbor or on their children or on their, like I said, even if we're talking about as above so below, or again, what's done in heaven will be done on earth. So even if they limited this to the abilities of people in the heavens or higher up, right, but now it's allowed for it to be publicly open and obvious that these people are using it in a different manner with everyday people here. So this means that these people have an upper hand some kind of way. If there's no code, if these people are breaking code, there's no concealing it. There's no secret about it no more, or something like this. The government ain't even, if you think about it, the government is not even running shit no more. You get what I'm saying? It would seem to me that it's these energies that are running things. And it's maybe been that way for a while. Maybe there was some type of barrier or firmament or something that blocked some type of access or limited their abilities to be able to do certain things, but it could be something like that is broken now.
And so people can just use witchcraft on anybody they want, anytime they want, and do whatever the fuck they want to anybody they want. Now, since they've been practicing this behind the scenes. So you could be minding your business and 25 witches can want to do some bad stuff to you or keep you in a mental prison or put you in a jar or do voodoo or hurt you or poke and prod at you or, you know, it may, because I was watching that, it's like a little thing, a documentary about always, I mean, all of them was. I don't know if it's the same as the book or not, but, and they were saying how these women were midwives and they came up with their own way to heal everything from like cuts and bruises and stuff like this to like a broken heart or something like this. But it makes me go back to in the Bible Egypt because it's gonna be in there, okay? And how they were attending to the Hebrew women or whatever. But again, were these women being midwives or were they doing something else? And it was just something secret or sacred, and then now it's turned into something that is abusive and not so sacred anymore. Were they utilizing this to do some type of womb magic and being discriminatory against certain groups or something like this, or certain individuals or certain people? Because it made me think about the fact that formed before they were placed in the mother's womb, this could be something that was being done on a godly or galactic level. And now you have these high level witches that are down here doing strange things, swapping seeds and or using women. Women are thinking that they're having their own children and you're having children for these other energies here. Okay. Because it made me think about that. They eat the flesh of my people. This makes me think about, like I said, something else is going on here. I keep seeing something where something is growing and then something is not there anymore. We'll just put it like that. It's almost like a using because we can say it's an indigenous movement. Yeah, people getting their land back or people doing this and people doing that or whatever. But was it really ever about that? I don't know. I just feel like even the indigenous movement was a cover up, like so many different movements of what people think that they're doing to fight back for freedom or something like this. It's underlining like something else here. And I feel like ultimately what we're just trying to get to right here is that it seems like somebody or some people are okay with the overthrow of America. This time, it may not be any indigenous or Americans left in these people against the one energy that God would have sent to heal something. And it was all about indigenous and Americans getting the land back and all the land back, this and that. And it didn't do anything but allow for others to come in here and name themselves or cleave onto trees and turn themselves into Americans. Also by harvesting or culling other Americans and sliding into their not DMs, but their family trees. And now Americans are being ruled. And it's almost like They say land of the great, all this other stuff, but it's just seeming like, again, it seemed like it's always been a place for people to come and pick off the American Indians or the Americans like cotton or like any other resource. And yes, these people gain some type of power from it, but the power has to be in the autochthonous ones. It has to be in the soil. And if we are the soil, it had to be in us. And I don't know why I keep wanting to make these, you know, you don't just come in and make yourself all the way at home and open up the refrigerator and get things, it like, you know what I'm saying? But it's almost like America's, the refrigerator is open and any motherfucking body in the world could just come, it's just disrespectful. I feel like everybody's worried about everything else, but I see the invasion. And I see so many people are okay with it, and it's just going to be not okay for you to talk about it or something like this, right? You'll be punished or jailed or something like this, or called a racist or something like this. It's the weirdest thing because we're talking about everything else on the media, on social media, everything else is talked about. But there's this creeping thing. There's this creeping, slithering thing. These vines, this creepy divine energy. I feel like science helped it along. All this so-called spiritual secondary things, third party situations and all this shit. It probably could have always been there, but never really on this scale. Or maybe it just nobody was looking at it like that. Or maybe I just hadn't looked at it like that. And anything that you choose to do to fix it is going to seem very gruesome. It's going to seem like you're Hitler. It's going to seem like, you get what I'm saying? What if there was something that I keep thinking this? What if there was something that, again, we just freestyling and thinking out loud? What if there was something to that energy of the whole thing of a so-called Holocaust? Some people think it never even really happened, or it didn't happen like that, or whatever. What if it was the same thing as that these people were not a people? Nobody's protecting these American women that are crying out or speaking out about these particular things. If you think about it with the Cain and Abel, one was like a herder and one was a herder of the sheep and one was something else. It made me think about like one was a slave master and one was a slave, or one was a, you know what I'm saying, something like this. I don't know. I just feel like nobody's really talking about. I remember on the media probably like 5 years ago, they were saying, "Oh, witchcraft is on the rise or whatever." Witchcraft is on the rise. People are turning away from the Bible and turning away from church, and they're going to witchcraft. And I never really heard nothing else really about it on the media. And we're talking about, all these other things. But I just feel like the deep rooted thing is some type of invasion here. Like I mean, I don't even think that, like, I'm just it's just a nasty thing to say, but I just really think that America is not America anymore. And it's like, be careful on who you let help you or whatever. But again, the United States, America is like seeming like she's standing on her own. The United States, what I feel like is the southern portion now. is working with, it seems, G7 or something like this, but I don't know. There's something very covert about it, and there's something, I don't know everything, but there's something very covert about it, and something is telling me not to even speak on that part no more. There could be some kind of manipulation, flipping the script, or something like this. So I don't want to go too far in on that. Maybe there's something where somebody's detecting what's really going on, possibly in the South with these secret societies and these things like this. That could be all over the nation, but I feel like it's deeply rooted there. And maybe somebody's realizing that going with the Queen of the South maybe wasn't the best idea. I feel like they went all the way in. But somebody is the queen of all. So I don't know. It's almost like, what do you do? People think it's crazy to go back to the 10 Commandments, but if somebody don't do something, again, it would seem that somebody don't do something drastic in a minute, it's going to be all lost. It's almost like something has to be rerouted or rerouted or something. Something just doesn't seem right. It's almost like vultures, the place where vultures gather. See, I had to think about that on a larger scale. Mm. Ooh. I had to think about that on a larger scale. Because this, America has been compromised. But again, a vulture to one group of people may not be vulturistic energy to another group. And we ain't even gonna go no more deep. I feel like this ain't even the conversation to be having right now. But it kind of is, but it's not. It's like a rock in a hard place a little bit here. Because somebody is looking to complete whatever the fuck this is that they started. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. Okay. I know that somebody is saying peace, peace in this war.
Why you said no first?
I didn't know what you. I thought you was just talking about you just go outside for no reason. Whew. I don't want to talk about this. I don't even want to talk about this no more. Something telling me just don't. So I don't know why that damn song come on. What a wonderful world. I don't know, y'all. I just feel something. I feel something. I feel something. I feel it. But it's peaceful. It's it's not anything like anxiety or anything, but I know I feel something. I feel like some other people having anxiety right now. I don't know. There's a strange energy here. Like people just want to talk to one person one last time or say goodbye. Like I don't know what the fuck this is. Somebody could even wish they would have had more time with somebody or something like this. Like this is the type of energy or something that I'm feeling here. Which might have a lot of people up in arms or really on edge or something and doing more spell work and doing more whatever they're doing. And if we just keep it real, a lot of the spell work is just grimy people in positions of power that are changing up documents and things like this so that they can benefit or something here. And some other people can be left out in the cold here. Eventually. It has to do with spelling or misspellings or whatever this is. But I feel like this is nothing but maybe even the final portions of a reset or something like this here. But I feel like they're just choosing who they want to go into this new, you know, they're choosing who they want to go into this new world or something like this. And it's like the whole part about thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. These witches, or again, like John the Baptist said about the den of brooding vipers, they are not the ones that determine who moves forward, who goes to hell, who goes to heaven, who does this and who does that. So again, if these people sit here for 10 years and 20 years messing with someone or doing this stuff to someone and you didn't even know that this was going on in your life or something like this, they didn't even give you the opportunity to even be who you really are going to be or who you would really be. So this is like a forced outing or something of the Christ energy. It's like these people knew that the Christ energy was coming and that a certain group of people would reign with this Christ energy forever. And I feel like somebody figured that they can change who the Christ energy would be when God already created somebody and put them through obstacles and did these things and showed them certain things in their life and worked with them. That's the only mentor I feel like I would have needed to become who I am today. But again, the fact of figuring out that people have also been putting obstacles and doing spell work and stagnation spells and all this other shit and sleep spells and whatever they've been doing, you know, it's bothersome, but I feel like they ain't stopping nothing for real. Or jealous people or something that knew who you were supposed to be or something like this before you could